We got a hardcover book too.
Maggie, you want to know what this book's about? Yeah?
Alright, let's go and see. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Rochelle and I read a variety of books, and today what we're gonna do is actually something that y'all voted for. If you would have seen my most recent post on my channel, I did go and express that things are kind of hard right now given the climate of the world, and it felt really weird to just kind of seem like everything is hunky-dory and posting my normal booktube videos without addressing anything. But at the same time, I understand how important it is for these videos because they provide an escape for people too, and they provide community. So I let you all go and vote to see what you would be interested in, and it seemed like at first things were kind of more of a tie, but what seemed to be winning towards the end is doing a book haul. And I figured the first one that we're gonna do is a book PR mail book haul. I usually split these up from the regular book videos that I usually do with books that I purchase myself. I'll still do that video at a different time, but I like separating them because at this point they get to be a little bit very long, and I don't want you all to be sitting here for a super long period of time. As always, I do have a video that I will link up here that kind of shows you how I got to be a part of different book influencer programs and my experience with them. So I will go and link that up above. As always, I'm super grateful and thankful for these books that I received from book publishers, and I love getting to go and share them with you all. One last housekeeping piece is that I do now have a Discord channel, and I do have it linked below. I'll probably also have it pinned in the comments as well. I'm still figuring out a lot of pieces with running a Discord server. I'm not the best when it comes to technology stuff, so it will be a learning process for all of us, mostly for myself, but if you'd like to join a very welcoming and nice community, it's still in the baby phases, but Neggie's having water, but if you'd like to go and join that, you're welcome to do so. And as my shirt says, be kind to yourself. Things are really difficult right now, and sometimes it's hard to go and find joy in little things, but you also are allowed to feel joy in the moments that you do find. So something that gives me joy is going and opening up book PR mail and sharing it with you all. And we do have a lot of it because I think I kind of held off opening book mail since my last video. As you can probably guess, there's been a lot that has built up in that time. So let's go and open it up together. The first one says Penguin Random House on it, so this has got to be one of the other companies within it. Ooh, okay. So this one is from Daw, and this is Wearing the Lion by John Whistle. And this is an imprint of Astra. So this is an advanced reader's edition for this book. Let's see if I can find a little synopsis of it. And always whenever I do these book hauls, I always do read like a few sentences from the beginning paragraph, just so that you can get a little bit of an idea of what the book is about. So with this one it says, Hercules, hero of Greece, dedicates all his feats to the goddess Hera. If only he knew that his very face is an insult to her, as he is yet another child that Hera's dipshit husband Zeus had out of wedlock. Auntie Hera loathes every minute of Hercules' devotion until she snaps and causes an unspeakable tragic accident, the death of Hercules' children. Plunged into grief and desperate for revenge, Hercules is determined to find the god that did this. Ooh, I love Greek mythology so much, and it honestly has been a hot minute since I've read something with Greek mythology, so I'm excited to add this to my shelves. So this one I've actually been curious about for some time, just because it is in a red packaging, so I'm really curious what's in here. So this is from St. Martin's Press, and this is The Bookbinder's Secret by A.D. Bell. I don't think I've heard about this one at all. Ooh, this is a debut novel. Spellbinding novel follows a young bookbinder who begins a hunt for the truth when a confession hidden beneath the binding of a burned book reveals a story of forbidden love, lost fortune, and murder. Ooh. I definitely love forbidden love too in books. So this one says, every book tells a story, this one tells a secret. Lily Delaney, apprentice to a master bookbinder in Oxford in 1901, chafes at the confines of her life. She is trapped between the oppressiveness of her father's failing bookshop and the limitations placed on her by society for being a woman in a man's profession. Whew. But when she's given a burned book during a professional visit to a collector, she finds hidden beneath the binding a 50-year-old letter speaking of love, fortune, and murder. Ooh, I am curious. And I love the details up here on this page where it kind of shows like a book that's been burned. I am so curious about that. And the dedication on it says, "For those who love getting lost in a good book." I might have to go and add this to one of my TBRs soon. This sounds so good. And I love the fact that there's a hidden letter and this mystery that the main character goes on. That just sounds so much fun. Okay, next package. This one seems really neat. And this one is from Wednesday Books. Nugget is so curious about all these books. She's like, this has been sitting around the house for so long, I need to know what's in it. And me too. Me too. Okay, so this is a murder mystery thriller package with twists and turns. Is sure to keep you hooked until the very last page. I love the cover on this. Oxford Blood by Rachel Davis Featherstone. Love Lies Legacy. Ooh, okay, let's see what this is about. So on the back it says, "Believe you deserve to be here and that confidence will shine through. Everyone that makes it to interview week is intelligent enough to study here. The difference between who wins a place and who doesn't is who wants it more and who truly believes in themselves. It's slay or be slayed." Oh, this sounds so much fun. A good girl's guide to murder meets Ace of Spades in this YA thriller where a girl has to navigate the cutthroat world of academia to uncover the truth behind her best friend's death. Oh, we are getting a really good haul here. I feel like there's so many books that we've gotten so far that I'm really excited to go and check out. Okay, we got a book from Atria, and this is The Lightning Girl by Sam Ripley. And this is the author of the same book, The Rule of Three, which I actually got a while back, and I really meant to read it in October, and it just didn't happen, and it's kind of been taunting me on my bookshelves. But this one comes out July 14th of this year. 30 years ago, Sarah's best friend, Genevieve, survived being struck by lightning. Already a self-proclaimed witch, she said the lightning gave her powers. A teenager's sense of exaggeration, Sarah thought at the time. Now returning to her coastal hometown after a lifetime away, she thinks about her friend more and more, especially the night she was last seen alive. Genevieve survived through the lightning strike, but met her end when she fell off a cliff into an unforgiving sea. Or did she? After a terrifying vision of her dead best friend, Sarah begins to question the story she's believed for so many years. Ooh. I'm very curious for this. We're getting a few mystery types of books, which I absolutely love, and I'm also doing a mystery thriller bingo board for this year, so maybe I'll switch out for some of these books as well. Then we have Once and Again by Rebecca Serrell. This one's kind of a thin book, too. This says, "The women of the Novak family were born with a gift. Each of them can just once turn back time. Lauren has known since she was 15 that her mother, Marcella, saved Lauren's father from a deadly car accident. Dave is alive and happy and out on the Malibu waves, but ever since Marcella, her power spent, has lived in fear of what she won't be able to reverse. Her own mother, Sylvia, is her polar opposite, a free-spirited iconoclast with a glamorous past she only hints at. While Marcella and Sylvia still live under one roof, Lauren has kept her distance. Then one summer, Lauren's husband takes a job in New York, and she moves back to Broad Beach Road, back into her childhood home on the shores of Malibu. Next door once again is Stone, Lauren's first love and fellow surfer who broke her heart more than a decade earlier." I'm not quite sure that I really gathered too much what this book is about on the back, but I am really curious. It looks like this one comes out March 10th of this year as well. And it's a rather thin book as well, so this could be a really quick read to go through. It's 242 pages. So Habits of the Sea by Shay Earnshaw. And this one comes out July 7th. One island, one man lost at sea, and one woman who sacrifices everything to find her way back. The night Clay Lockhart's wife dies, a violent storm tears their home, and the 8 hectares of land beneath it, away from the Scottish coast, sending it adrift into the Atlantic. 30 years later, 12-year-old Ellie Mills discovers the fabled floating island off the coast of Nova Scotia and finds Clay still living in the weather-worn farmhouse perched on its highest hill. When the island vanishes overnight, Ellie is left questioning whether it ever existed at all. But decades later, now in her 30s, the island resurfaces and Ellie returns, determined to uncover the truth. What she finds is even stranger. Clay hasn't aged a single day. Ooh. A lot of these I don't think I've heard of at all, and I'm very, very intrigued. This one was from Atria as well. Okay, next one. We got Blood Trial by Matt Query and Harrison Query, and this one comes out April 7th. This is from Atria. A poacher turned game warden is on the hunt for a bloodthirsty cult in this unnerving thriller. Ooh, okay, considered me intrigued. Clark Rickert was once the most prolific big game poacher throughout the Rocky Mountain West, but when he lost both his son and his wife, he turned away from hunting. Now a game warden working for the very law enforcement officers that once pursued him so aggressively, Clark is overwhelmingly successful at his job. When there's a string of disappearances in rural Montana, Clark is selected to join a task force on an operation targeting a mysterious violent cult in the area. As he works to uncover the truth, Clark begins to be plagued by visions and starts to realize that there is a deeper purpose to his assignment. The cult might be on a mission far more terrifying than anyone could have guessed. Ooh. Okay, I'm intrigued. I do have a few books by Matt Query and Harrison Query that I haven't had the chance to read yet, but maybe this will be the first one I pick up from them. One book that I didn't get the chance to open for my last PR book mail haul is Atria, I think. And this is the cover of the book. It is absolutely beautiful. It comes out March 2026, and this is from Orbit. It says Temptress Monster Warrior on the back of it. Let's see if we can get a little bit of description. Atria is the story of Morocco's warrior goddess, her strange magic, fierce rebellion, and devastating romance. The Portuguese Empire has planted its flag across Morocco, ruling with an iron fist, but eventually all empires must fall. Atria, the daughter of a Moroccan freedom fighter, was born for battle. She has witnessed the death of her people, their starvation and torture at the hands of the occupiers, and has awakened an anger within her, an anger that burns hot and bright and that speaks to Aicha's soul. I'm very excited to check this one out, and like I said, the cover is really, really pretty. Ooh, okay. We got The Great Outdoors by Kayla Olson. This one comes out June 16th of this year. And this one is also from Atria. Those who say be prepared never met Sadie Whitlock. Sadie Whitlock has always been praised for being the most prepared person in the room, the one who's thought of everything and every backup plan for any given situation. That honestly sounds like me. She knows exactly what she wants, exactly what she loves, and goes to great lengths to make sure her life runs perfectly as planned. So when her laid-back boyfriend breaks up with her for being too high maintenance, Sadie is eager to prove him wrong, signs her up for a weeks-long guided wilderness adventure in the high Sierras of California. Camping, hiking, rappelling, and kayaking. It's the most miserable, uncomfortable situation she can think of. Ooh. I'm very interested to check this out. I don't think I've read anything by this author either. Oh my gosh, yes! So I got On Sunday She Picked Flowers by Yaya Schofield. And this one is from Saga Press. I have really, really, really wanted to read this book. This is an anticipated read for me in the year of 2026. So let's read a little bit of it. When Judith Rice fled her childhood home, she thought she severed her abusive mother's hold on her. She didn't have a plan or destination, just a desperate need to escape. Drawn to the forests of northern Georgia, Jude finds shelter in a house as haunted by its violent history as she is by her own. Jude embraces the eccentricities of the dilapidated house, soothing its ghosts and hates, honoring its blood-soaked land, and over the next 13 years, Jude blossoms from her bitter beginnings into a wise woman and healer. I'm so excited for this one. I know a few people that have already had the chance to read this, and I do have a NetGalley arc for it, but I was really hoping I could potentially get a physical copy of this book, because I've noticed that recently I'm just not doing so hot when it comes to reading an ebook. I'm doing a lot better reading books physically, so I'm so glad that I have a physical copy of this, and it's actually a lot thinner than I thought it would be, so I'm excited to read this. I'm gonna definitely fit it into my TBR before the month is up. Okay, I don't think I've heard of this one. So this is from Atria, and it's Winner Takes It All by Emily Martin. And this one comes out June 23rd. When it comes to love, all bets are off. When two rival music executives wake up married in Las Vegas with no memory of tying the knot, they have to recreate their night together while competing to sign the band of their dreams in this smart and sexy rom-com that combines book lovers with The Hangover. Interesting. Okay. I am definitely intrigued. I feel like I'm not really in the mood for a lot of romance books right now, so this might be something I read closer to the spring or summertime. Next package. We have The Dahlia Suite by Karen Jade, and this one comes out July 21st. This is also from Atria. When Paige arrives at Sueños, the Caribbean's most exclusive resort on Beck Island, she's eager to use the time away from her young son to shake off the writer's block that has stifled her new career as an author. Hollywood starlet Lindsay Law is on a mission of her own at Sueños. Spiraling from a recent Oscar loss, she's determined to find out why the winner in her category gave thanks to Mara Morgan, the legendary actress who owned Beck Island before her tragic death. When Paige and Lindsay are drawn together by creative inspiration, Gabby, the resort's concierge, is torn apart by the loss of a coworker and the mysterious appearance of a man from her past. Gabby might still have the power to grant her guests most over-the-top requests, but she's helpless against her own grief and confusion. As the sun-soaked days of bliss morph into sinister connections, Paige, Lindsay, and Gabby are united by a shocking twist and must race to untangle the knot of Beck Island's mysteries before another woman can vanish. Okay, so we kind of have like maybe a murder mystery type of book. I had to keep reading the back of it because I was like, wait, what's happening with this book? So I'm definitely intrigued and curious about this one. Okay, Missing by E.A. Jackson, and this comes out March 17th from Atria. In August 1990, London is suffering through an unprecedented heat wave when baby Bella Carpenter is snatched through the open window of her hotel room. Detective Inspector Martha Allen is assigned the high-profile case, and knowing that it could make or break her career, is determined to find Bella. When a young woman named Neil Beatty walks into the police station with a baby who appears to be Bella, and who Nell claims she found on a beach, it seems that the mystery is solved. Her family, the police, and the press are overjoyed at her return. But D.I. Allen isn't convinced. Something about Nell's story doesn't ring true. As much as she wants to continue, however, now that the baby is safe, she's ordered to close the investigation. Ooh, okay. Definitely curious on this one. I'm seeing that I'm getting a lot of murder mysteries, and I do really love murder mysteries, thrillers, stuff like that, so I'm excited to check a lot of these out. Then we have the Valencia Expat Club by June Patrick, and this comes out June 2nd. Dahlia Delaney's marriage just imploded. Her friend group picked a side, not hers, and her fancy San Francisco life now fits into a single suitcase. Armed with a broken heart, a freelance marketing gig, and one blurry childhood memory of her abuela's garden, she impulsively hops on a flight to Valencia, Spain, to reconnect with distant family and maybe herself. Ooh, okay, so the top of it says, one Italian summer meets Eat, Pray, Love in this heartwarming novel following a recent divorcee's escape to Spain, where delicious food, romantic adventures, and the transformative magic of starting over leads her to reconnect with family, forge new friendships, and rediscover herself. I won't lie, I really love these type of stories, so I'm excited to go and check this one out. This one might also be one that I wait to read more so in the spring and summertime, just because right now with like the winter, or what is supposed to be winter, just doesn't feel like the right mood to pick this book up yet. I have The Age of Magical Overthinking by Amanda Montell, and this one is also Atria as well. This has been one that has kind of been on my radar for a while. I think I've known a few people that have read this, and just from their brief descriptions of it, it seemed like something that I might want to go and visit. I'm not really a fan of non-fiction type of stuff, so these books I usually have to be in the right mood to read, but I am excited that I finally got a copy of this. So it says, a delicious blend of cultural criticism and personal narrative that explores our cognitive biases in the modern information age. We're living in the information age, so why does life seem to be making less sense? Humans have always engaged in magic thinking, an age-old trick that can be broadly defined as the belief that one's internal thoughts can affect unrelated events in the external world. Think of the conviction that one can manifest their way out of poverty, stave off cancer with positive vibes, or transform an unhealthy relationship into a glorious one with loyalty alone. In the age of magical overthinking, Montel argues that in the modern information age, our brain's coping mechanisms have been overloaded, dialing up our natural irrationalities to an 11. I'm very curious. We shall see when I end up picking this one up, but maybe it will be soon. We'll see. It really depends on where my mental space is before I read this. Oh, okay. So we have The Mixed Marriage Project, a memoir of love, race, and family by Dorothy Roberts, author of Killing the Black Body. And this comes out February 10th of 2026. Oh, okay. This might be one that's really hard to read. Dorothy Roberts grew up in a deeply segregated Chicago of the 1960s, where relationships rarely crossed the color line. Yet inside her own home, where her father was white and her mother a black Jamaican immigrant, interracial marriage wasn't just a part of her upbringing, it was a shared mission. Her father, an anthropologist, spent decades working on a book about black-white marriages, a project he never finished but that shaped every aspect of their family life. Dorothy's father, and later her mother as well, interviewed over 500 couples and assembled stunning stories about interracial marriages that took place as early as the 1880s. Studying, but also living, championing, and believing in their power to advance social equality. Decades later, while sorting through her father's papers, Roberts uncovers a truth that upends everything she thought she knew about her family. Her father's research didn't begin with her parents' love story, it came long before it. This discovery forces her to wrestle with her father's intentions, her own views about interracial relationships, and where she fits in the story. Rather than finish the book her father never published, Roberts immerses herself in the archive of interviews to trace her parents' story in an effort to better understand her own. I'm sorry I'm reading all this, I'm just really intrigued. It says, through grounded in her parents' research, it's Roberts' captivating storytelling that drives this memoir. The Mixed Marriage Project invites us into the fascinating everyday lives of interracial couples in Chicago over 4 decades. Along the way, Roberts reflects on her own childhood as a black girl with a white father, and how those experiences shaped her into one of today's most prominent public thinkers and scholars on race. Blurring the boundaries between the political and the personal, between memoir and history, The Mixed Marriage Project is a deeply moving meditation on family, race, identity, and love. Oh, this is definitely going to be a great book, I can already tell. So for some of you that don't know, my dad is actually white and my mom is Filipino, and I'm currently also in an interracial relationship. My partner is British and I'm Filipino and white, and you know, with the current climate of the world and some different things going on, sometimes there is a fear about whether or not interracial relationships would be allowed, and also the fact that our relationship is also interabled as well, because I am a disabled person. So there's just a lot of things that are a little bit scary. So this book is one that I really do want to read, and I know that it will 100% make me emotional and I will need a box of tissues with, so I will have to make sure that I have enough spoons before going into it, but I'm very excited for this one. Next we have Little Disasters, and this is one from Atria, and this says, she thought she had the perfect family, but everything can be broken. You think you know her, but look a little closer. She is a stay-at-home mother of 3 with boundless reserves of patience, energy, and love. After being friends for a decade, this is how Liz sees Jess. Then one moment changes everything. Dark thoughts and carefully guarded secrets surface, and Liz is questioning everything she thought she knew about her friend and about herself. The truth can't come soon enough. I'm intrigued, and this is kind of a little bit of a thicker book too, so we'll see how this one goes. I can't tell if from the cover this is like winter or fall, but for some reason I feel like this would be a great book maybe for the winter time. Okay, we're making a dent. I think we just have a few more left. Ooh, okay. We got The Briars by Sarah Crouch. This one I actually do have a NetGalley arc for, so this might be nice because, as I was saying earlier, I'm really struggling with ebooks right now. So this says, desperate to escape a relationship gone bad, Annie Heston flees north to accept a job as a game warden in Lake Lumen, a picturesque town in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest. A cougar has been spotted in the area, and as Annie warns the community of the threat, she quickly discovers that citizens of this tight-knit town aren't overly welcoming to outsiders. One exception is Daniel Barella, a reclusive carpenter who lives in the shadows of the mountain. They form an instant bond, though Annie soon comes to realize there is more to his past that meets the eye. This is one that I believe I also included on my anticipated books for the year of 2026, so I'm excited to go and read this one, especially now that I have a physical copy. I really love any thriller stories that also take place in the Pacific Northwest. Those are usually some of my favorite because honestly I love the Pacific Northwest so much. At one point I did really think that I was going to live out in the Pacific Northwest, and then after talking to my partner we kind of ultimately decided no, we're going to stay in Colorado, but I still love going on vacations out there. Ooh, okay, so next we have Lisa Jewell, Ralph's Party. I think this one just recently came out not too long ago. Welcome to 31 Almanac Road, where the walls don't talk but the people sure do. First we have Ralph and Smith, roommates and lifelong best friends. Nothing can come between them. That is until Jemima moves in and the two find themselves in a battle for her affections. Neither Ralph nor Smith can boast successful love lives, but maybe their luck is about to change. The real question though is, who does Jemima want? Ooh, okay, this could be very interesting. I don't think I've heard too many people talk about this book just yet, so I'm excited to check it out. This one is Such Sheltered Lives by Alyssa Shianmail. I don't think I'm saying that right. Kind of has a little bit of sticky stuff from the package on it. Ruth's recovery promises its wealthy guests the utmost discretion, but when a body is discovered, how long can the center's secret stay buried? Tucked along the pristine beaches and lavish manners of the Hamptons sits Rush's Recovery, a rehabilitation center where ultra-high net worth clients can seek treatment away from prying eyes and paparazzi. The center's latest guests have just arrived. Lord Edward of Essex, a British aristocrat, fighting his black sheep status in a painful addiction, Amelia Blue Harris, the daughter of a 90s rock legend struggling with an eating disorder, and Florence Bloom, a pop star trying to lie low after her latest tabloid scandal. Each has been promised the highest standard of care, from daily therapy and live-in chef to acupuncture sessions and a personal care manager available 24/7, just so long as they stay in their private cottages and never interact with the center's other guests. Interesting. This is another book that I don't think I've heard anyone talk about, so I'm excited to go and check it out. This one definitely seems like a thriller as well, and honestly, thrillers, mysteries, horror, those are kind of the books that I'm a little bit more in the mood for, so I'm very excited. Last package we have here is Witness 8 by Steve Kavanaugh. What if the witness was more twisted than the killer? Ooh, consider me intrigued. Something is wrong with Ruby Johnson. A former resident of an ultra-elite Manhattan enclave, Ruby now works as a maid in houses like the one she used to live in. Unassuming, she sees everyone's dirty secrets from the inside of their beautiful renovated brownstones. But when Ruby witnesses a murder, she has wicked plans in mind that don't involve telling the authorities the truth. Interesting. I can't wait to check this one out too. We've definitely got a lot of really great books. Let me go and count them up real quick and see how many we have. So we got 21 books here in this haul from all the different publisher programs I'm a part of. And honestly, thank you so much, Saga Press, Atria, Orbit as well. I think there might be a few other ones, and as always, I'll list them down in the description. But I am so thankful for all of these books. I definitely need to figure out where I'm putting them on my bookshelves, and I'm honestly so excited to read all of them. There's a few books that have been some of my anticipated reads for the year of 2026, so I am very excited to start reading them. There's also a few nonfiction books in these piles as well, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's an interesting climate we're in right now. So, you know, going and escaping in books is great and all, but I do also want to read some of these other books as well. It just really depends on my mood and what my mental state is at currently. So yeah, we'll see how things go, but I'm always excited to go and read and check out these books. If you're ever interested in seeing and hearing my thoughts on them, I'd highly recommend going and subscribing to my channel as well as turning on the bell notification so you know whenever I make new videos. And I just want to say I appreciate you all so much. You know, take care of yourselves. Things are rough right now, and I just want to say I appreciate you all for being here and hanging out with me on this tiny corner of the internet. I do again have my Discord linked down below if you'd like to be a part of a small and welcoming community, because we are in the early phases of my Discord server, so it's a little bit rough and bumpy right now, but I'm always active there, so you can always go and talk to me and things like that. We can share books, cat photos, anything that you would like, as long as we're being kind and gentle to each other there. But as always, I always wrap up my videos with this reminder to always remember that you're worthy and capable of amazing things. Bye, friends. Hi, Nugs. I have a lot of packages and hi, Nuggy.
You just drank water and then you're trying to slobber in my face.
Yeah. We just went on a walk too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're such a good girl. Yes, you are.
Can't read it if you give me kisses.
I do love your kisses though. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love your kisses.